Many of us have seen a news broadcast, but we don't always know exactly what it takes to deliver that content on a daily basis. Seminole State Film Club had the honor of going behind the scenes to see what it takes to make it happen.
I walk in, turn the TV on, turn the coffee on, get on my email, and then I dial in with my morning executive producer. What are we on? You know, how are we doing? And she's already sent me a note saying, here's what we're covering, here's what we're on, here's how we're covering it. And I say, oh, good, is that all working still? Has it changed? And I watch a block of news. I typically will call her, or email back and forth, watch a couple of the other stations. By 6:15 or 6:30, I've pretty much got the morning lay of the land. I've answered a lot of the overnight emails. I kind of know where the day's headed at that point. I look at my agenda, what I've got going.
There is an array of action going on behind the scenes long before each aired broadcast. News is happening around the clock, and WESH has to keep the pace to provide its viewers with the latest breaking news whenever it happens. As you may already know, the weather changes quickly in Central Florida, so the weather team is continually researching to provide updates. The newsroom is full of producers and such that prepare various stories to air. The orchestrator behind airing the news on cue, to the commercials played in between, to live on-the-scene reports being integrated into the broadcast, are all controlled by the control room, of course. It takes lots of people to get the news to you here at WESH, but delivering the news as an on-air personality isn't easy. Bob Longo shares some of his thoughts.
You know, if you're fresh out of college, no offense, that's a hard thing to do, right? But you get better at it, just like you get better at what you're doing, to the point where you can ramble and talk for 20 minutes. You know, when a plane falls out of the sky, you're just looking at pictures, no one's talking to you, you've got two lines. You have to make sense of this thing. And you can't scare people, you have to tell them what you're seeing, and you just, you know, there's an art to that. Right.
What steps have I taken to become an on-screen newscaster?
You got to get some journalism background, okay? So no matter what you're doing now, then transfer to a school that has a broadcast journalism or telecommunications major, and make sure that they have a studio, that they do a weekly or nightly TV show, they've got good gear, and then get in with them. And then you'll learn how to write, you'll learn how to use the equipment, you'll learn what the deadlines are, what they'll do. And then eventually, by the time you're out, you'll learn what is your look.
We've told you about what goes on behind the scenes at WESH that help bring us the news via television every day. Before we sign off, let's look at two professionals, Jason Guy and Michelle Meredith, in action as they deliver a portion of that afternoon's segment lineup.
Stand by. 3, 2.
Breaking news at noon, a mother and child flee from their Orange County apartment when it's overcome by flames. Both described what happened to WESH 2 News.
A former Melbourne police officer pleads guilty to having sex with a prostitute in his patrol car while he says he did it.
And we continue to get stunning images of the meteor that exploded in Russia. Nearly 1,000 people are injured. What we're learning about the space rock that has the entire world talking.